What's happening, people? Ramone here from Neeks Sports, and I'm back with some big news. It's been a big week for Arsenal in the transfer market, and the only place to start really is Wilfried Zaha. Let's really have a conversation about Wilfried Zaha. So, as I'm sure you all know now, Arsenal made a £40 million bid for Wilfried Zaha. After it was revealed, his brother had basically come out and said, listen, he wants to play for Arsenal. It's his boyhood club. It's a club he's always wanted to play for, despite going to Manchester United in his younger days. Arsenal's a club he's always supported, so it's his dream to always play for Arsenal. Of course, last season we heard Zaha basically saying that he would like to basically be playing Champions League football. That was his aim, to play Champions League football. And now his brother's coming out saying that he wants to play European football for a club in London, basically. And that, Arsenal is the club that he's always supported. And so following on from that sort of outburst from his brother saying that news, Arsenal have come out and said, listen, £40 million bid, what are you lot saying? Talk to me. Now, reportedly, we heard just before that Crystal Palace had set their value already on Wilf Zaha and said, listen, £80 million. That's our price. If you want him, come and get him, £80 million. And Arsenal bid £40 million. And we're also hearing today that it's actually a staggered offer. So over 5 years, £40 million will be transferred to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have basically come back and said, are you trying to mug us off? Are you actually trying to mug us off, like £40 million for Zaha when we said he's worth £80 million? You want to give us £40 million over 5 years? They're not happy. And rightly so. If I was the Crystal Palace chairman, then, I would be vexed. Can't be coming with that sort of the offer for a player like that. And listen, Arsenal are not we've done this sort of thing before. We've been in a situation where you bidded low for a player. I'm sure everyone will remember the £40 million and £1 added on to try and trigger Luis Suarez's release clause from Liverpool. And it looks like Arsenal trying to do the same thing. Now, a lot of people are talking about how Arsenal are fake. They obviously want Zaha. They probably got funds in the bank, and they're just saying that they only got £40 million for the budget to spend. How are they going to say that and then bid £40 million for Zaha and try to bid £25 billion for Kieran Tierney? Obviously, they've got more money. And then you hear that the bid's staggered over 5 years, and you think, well, actually, do they have money? Like, it's a mad one. I think we all know Arsenal do have money. Stan Kroenke is a very rich man. It's all about how much they're willing to spend. And Arsenal saying that their transfer budget is £40 million is not Arsenal saying they only have £40 million in the account. It's saying our budget to spend is £40 million. It would have been more if you guys made it to the Champions League, but Stan Kroenke is basically, from we hear, telling the board that the sporting director, or whoever it is now, is going to be Emery and his coaching team, that you've got a £40 million budget. So Arsenal have made a staggered bid for Zaha. I like Zaha. I'm a big fan of Zaha. I've always been a big fan of him. He's got pace. He's got trickery. He's got he's a man that can dribble, and he's a winger. We don't have any wingers at the club, in my opinion. Like Iwobi, he's alright. Average at best. Is he going to step up to the game and be Arsenal's number one winger at the club? I don't think so. Like, he came in and was he even a winger? Was he a number 10? And the only other sort of natural winger we got is Reiss Nelson coming back to the club from his loan spell in the Bundesliga. A man with no experience. Of course, we'd love to see him come and light up the Prem, take on man and do what Arsenal have been lacking probably since Sanchez left to go to Man United. We've not really had that sort of player. So, of course, we'd love to see him come back. But really and truly, someone who knows the Premier League inside and out, Wilf Zaha, someone with pace, skill, experience at international football, is scored a goal for the Ivory Coast team at the African Nations this summer already. So, he's a man who he can do it, can definitely do it at this level, and deserves, in my opinion, to be playing for a team that are in Europe, that are Europa League, Champions League football, because he's got the class, you know. I think Palace always knew that they had a star on their hands, and at some point they're probably going to have to let him go. But then again, he did sign a long-term contract last year with the view that actually, listen, if we do get a credible offer, you can go. But until we get that, you ain't going anywhere. And this offer from Arsenal, they're saying, is not credible. Stupid from Arsenal for me. You know, why are you going so low? Why, you know it's going to be rejected. Like, you've been here before, you know what happens. Clubs are going to get vexed, and they don't even want to sell to you because they feel like you're taking the piss. So Arsenal, step up the game. They have to step up the game. And have to start making realistic bids, 50, 60 million pounds for Zaha. Start putting your money where your mouth is. I mean, is this going to be an ongoing saga that goes throughout the summer? It looks like it, man. It looks like it's not going to be completed within the next couple of days or so. Of course, Zaha is still over there in the African Cup of Nations anyway. But the way this seems like it's going to drag out for time, longer than the Wan-Bissaka sell to Manchester United. It's going to drag on for a little bit longer. So we're yet to see what happens. But yeah, definitely, I'll take him. And I think Arsenal, as I said, desperate for a player like him. But, you know, are Arsenal trying to paper over their cracks? Because really and truly, we all know they need a defence. Why are you building £40 million of all your budget on Zaha when we know, everyone knows, Arsenal have no defence? Now you're trying to put the pool of wool over Arsenal fans and say, listen, we buy Zaha, you shut up, the same way we bought Aubameyang, the same way we bought Lacazette, and not really touch the defence. Obviously, yeah, we're waiting to see what happens. However, Arsenal have made their first signing of the summer, and it comes in the name of Gabriel Martinelli. I'm sure you all know of him. I don't. I'll be real with you. I know he's plays in the Brazilian league for Ituano in Sao Paulo. So he comes over here. He's a young guy. He's 18 years old. Someone who Arsenal have been looking at for a little while, actually. Our head sayer, Francis Cagiao, has been out there in Brazil a few times, seen him play firsthand and likes what he's seen. And, we're basically taking him, we paid about £6 million to him to come straight into the squad, and he'll be joining up with Arsenal in pre-season. Now, it's one of them ones where he'll be joining Arsenal in a similar way that Guendouzi did. We bought Guendouzi from France, as you may remember last year, with, you know, a young kid with potential to see what he has, and we threw him in at pre-season, and yet he exceeded expectations. He literally come and dominated midfields, so much so that he's played a large amount of Premier League games for Arsenal this season, which he probably wasn't expected to. Now, of course, Arsenal will be hoping that Martinelli will do the same thing. Come in at pre-season, show us what you got. We've got some big games this season, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. So we'll be interested to see what he does for Arsenal, whether he can cement a place, pushing Aubameyang and Lacazette for a place up top for Arsenal. He's a striker. He can play as a winger as well. So, you know, one for the future, definitely. Anyway, even if he doesn't get to play for Arsenal, it seems like it could be an investment for the future. He apparently has been over here in England a couple of years ago, played in a youth friendly for Manchester United alongside the likes of Mason Greenwood. Manchester United, of course, opted against that, and he ended up going to Brazil for a team called Ituano in Brazil. And yeah, now he's coming back to England and he's signed for Arsenal. So we'll see what happens there. Of course, it's not the big name we wanted to see as the first signing, but it's a step. It's £6 million out of Arsenal's budget, so I don't know what the rest is going to be like. And yeah, I'm just going to end this on another talking point of the week. Yassim Brahimi. He's just been released from Porto. He's an Algerian international. Again, another one of the players currently in the African Cup of Nations, helped his team qualify to the next round of the group stages there. Another winger Arsenal are interested in. Of course, he'll be signing on a free if Arsenal do manage to get him. Talks apparently very close to being sealed for that one. For me, he's a stopgap. We bought a lot of sort of stopgap players, and he's 28, 29, I think he is. I don't think he's going to get any better than he is, but he's someone that could just come on and impact the game and change a little bit of how Arsenal play. As I said, we don't have many wingers, so the likes of him coming in, and if we can get him and Zaha in, it will definitely change the way we play football, and not just having to rely on one formation or just 2 strikers up front, but actually having wingers that can come in if Arsenal are struggling during the games. Someone like Brahimi can come on and change the game. So, it's not the big signing I'm looking for again for Arsenal. If we get Zaha, of course, that he will be the guy. But Brahimi brings a bit of experience. He knows how the international team works. He's played international football. He's played Champions League football for Porto. So he's got that experience. But yeah, we'll see what happens if he actually makes it in a Prem, or if he becomes another one of those Arsenal signings to forget. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon for some more news on Arsenal, and hopefully, Wolf.